Hi, I'm Gavin. So, if you look through my channel, I've got like hundreds, not hundreds, a lot of film cameras. And I just thought that I'd do a video about buying your first one. My first one was given to me by my grandfather. It was a Pentax LX, nice grandfather, in 1984. I got that camera and I promptly lost it over the side of, joined the Navy. I promptly lost it over the side of a warship in the North Sea during the middle of a rough storm because I was trying to photograph big waves about 8 months later. And then I've progressed from different cameras all the way through. But it is, I mean, nowadays, I mean, buying your own camera, like a camera, you've got iPhones and stuff, that's pretty easy, isn't it? It just does its thing. Buying vintage cameras, buying old ones, and deciding where you want to go first, that's a whole different thing. Because most of them aren't supported anymore. There's no repair. Well, you can get it repaired, but there's no parts being made for them. And obviously there's a bit of a thing. People are buying back into film and analog now, so you can get ripped off. So I think with the first one you get, you probably sat there for hours shooting a million iPhone photographs. You've got a Nikon or Canon something, and you've shot a million digital photographs, and you've bought every preset under the sun to make it look like film, and then you've come to the conclusion, why don't I just shoot film? So, okay, so you're at that point, but you know a bit about cameras, or you could be a complete novice. So I'm just going to explain the various types you can buy into. I'll do another video on what you need to look for when you get them, but I'll just start off. Now, you've got various places you can go. You've got one of these, which is a fully automated autofocus film camera. It's an EOS 100, and basically you can do whatever you want with it. You can switch it fully manual, do everything manual on it. You've got program mode, so you literally, this is the same as buying a digital camera today. You've got these, this is a Yashica FX3 Super 2000. This is a mechanical camera, so what it means is you can take the battery out and shoot it, and it works without a battery, but you've got no metering. Then you've got these, which is old school point and shoots like Gran had. This is a Nikon AF3, so you pop a pair of batteries in. There's literally no controls whatsoever apart from opening and closing this and deciding whether you want the flash on or off. Then you've got these kind of cameras, which is basically like a rangefinder type thing with a fixed lens on the front. This is a Yashica Electro 35. So you've got some control. You've got aperture. It's aperture priority camera. There's no you focus with a patch. You can change most of the settings. And then you've got, last but not by no means least, you've got half frame cameras, which are really like point and shoots. There's very minimal control on a lot of them, and you just put a point at the sun, but it only shoots half of a frame. So you normally get 36 on a roll. These things shoot 72 frames. These were very, very popular types of cameras. So that's potentially, you can also buy Polaroids, but let's not even go down that road because that's just expensive, but great. So you've got, you want to buy a film camera. What do you do? I mean, very much about how much you know about cameras is how far you want to go. If you don't know much about cameras, then I actually, and this sounds crazy, would get one of these. Now, something like this, EOS 100, is really cheap. I mean, I got 6 of these for £1 on eBay, I think, 6 or 5. And the reason I got them so cheap is because they were used in school to teach photography in the 80s and 90s. They were used in colleges for photography because they've got everything on them that you would need to find out about if you want to shoot film. And it's a easy way in with one of these. I mean, if it breaks, you just buy another one, and you buy a reasonable lens. It's a Sigma. You can get these. I got that for 20 quid, so it's like such a cheap camera. But the thing is, you can basically use it as a giant point and shoot. You can put a roll of film in this, and you can go off for the day, take photographs once the autofocus works, and be reasonably assured that you've not wasted tenner on a roll of film. And as you get more confident with a film camera, you can wind back, so you can switch it to aperture priority mode, and then you can control the aperture. You can switch it to shutter mode, and then you can play the shutter. So you can sort of get more comfortable with these cameras. They take batteries. This is another big thing about old cameras, is batteries. They take batteries that you can still buy today. But yeah, there's loads of manufacturers have this. Like Pentax have got a great range of plastic cameras that are like super cheap. You can buy. No one wants them because they're not like uber cool. But they are cool in their own way, aren't they? I mean, at the end of the day, you want to just get great photos. If you want a piece of jewellery, you know, buy a Breitling watch or something. I don't know. But I mean, these things are practical and they do the job. If you want, you know, a bit more about photography, you know how it all works. You know, aperture, speed, you know, how, all that kind of stuff. You can get one of these, you know, potentially get one of these mechanicals. I mean, there is halfway houses between a mechanical. There's sort of like, you can get these aperture priority with more, you know, more automation of them, but not as much automation as this thing. So you know, Nikon FE and all these kind of cameras. These fully mechanical ones, though, the reason they're quite good is because there's very little to go wrong with it. With one of these, everything can go wrong. With one of these, it's a lot not to go wrong because it's mechanical. There's barely any electronics in here. They're really robust, and you can take them abroad, travel wherever you want. If you can't buy the batteries, and they take like, some of them take quite modern LR44s, and you know, especially with Yashicas, you can start to invest in the lenses. The Yashica lenses are great, and then you can buy contact ISO lenses. They fit on the front of here as well. I mean, with this Canon, you know, Nikon did El Cheapo ones of these as well. So you can start to decide how far off you want to go. But if you're a beginner, you've got quite a lot to learn with this. You've got to, you know, do pretty much everything. You've got to set the shutter, you've got to set the aperture, and you've got to focus. And, you know, it does have a meter in it. You know, how accurate that is up for debate. But yeah, there's a lot more work. Now, you just get one of these. You literally just want to go out and take photographs of your mates. And you can take this anywhere. This thing's got a flash and it can go to a party. This is the one I take out, like, Dad can take it out for like parties and stuff, where you just point it, shoot it, does its job. And if you just want to get just fun photos and stuff like that on film, these things are great. Again, downside, they're electronic, so they can fail. And these ones, when I see a lot of these sort of cameras, you get fleeced on the price. There's lots of we'll talk about buying them and that sort of thing in another video, but you know, that people have zoned in on these, that people want easy access to film, and so the cost. When I bought this before film came back into vogue, I think this was, I can't remember, 20 quid. They were chucking them away. But now they're like £100, you know, 150 quid, it's crazy money. And they are just plastic fantastics. But yeah, if you want one, that's the way to go. And then these things. Now there's lots of different types of these, they're the fixed ones. You can get a Canon 35 SP, there's loads of these ones. There's a bit more in them, but you don't need to buy a lens, you've got everything ready to go. Some of these ones, these sort of fixed lens rangefinder type cameras you can pick up, they have weird batteries because all the batteries change. Some of the early ones like this takes a very odd battery thing. You can still get it, you have to get an adapter and things, so battery's a bit of an oddity for it, but these are great. I mean, you could just have this camera and need nothing more because it takes great photos, you have some automation in it, it's got a reasonably successful light meter in it that tells you when you're over and underexposing your film. But they're really great, they're chunky, they're quite tough, but yeah, again, I mean, these have ramped up in price enormously, but you know, it's part of the package. And last, as I said, is the half frames. Now, half frames are a great investment because if you don't have much money, you can get 72 shots on these. So say it's £10-12 to buy the film in the first place, then you pay another £3 or £4 for development. So it's £16 a roll, but you've got 72. Normally, you'd only have 35 pictures for that. And some of these ones, there's variations how they work. This one is literally point and shoot. There's no ranging mechanism. They're incredibly simple inside. There's not much that could go wrong with them, and people could still repair them. But again, I'll talk about that in another video. So yeah, these are really good. They're trying to flog you the new ones. Kodak are trying to flog you new ones, and people are trying to flog you new half frames. These lenses, the older ones, have incredible lenses in them. This is solar powered. That's a selenium thingy on the front there, selenium, but it's solar powered. But yeah, so you know, if you're going to buy your first film camera and you're getting into film, I mean, you've got a lot of choices. There's a lot of videos on YouTube. I'm another one of them that's telling you, you've got to buy this camera. This is the only way to do it. It's really what you want to do. if you really want to dive deeper into film, and you don't know much about photography, then something like that one would be great, because you'll sort of work out what you can do with film a little bit more, work out how cameras work. These things and FEs, Nikon FEs, and all those those kind of FMs, mechanical, more sort of advanced cameras, if you know what you're doing. But obviously you've got to be careful about getting them maintained, And then these things, if you just really want to have fun and you just want to take you want to take photographs on holiday, on film. And then you got this. So there's lots of choices. It's really difficult. You have to think about what you want to do. If you want to dive in deeper, then you're not going to learn much from one of these cameras. All this, you'll learn to set the ISO, press the button. You won't really have anything to do. These you'll learn a lot. And so again, the autofocus. But there's a whole batch of these ones you can get that are super cheap. And like Pentax, Nikon, every major manufacturer made a cheapo. This is Canon's one, a cheapo start-off film. But it's a great way to get started without wasting gigantic amounts of money, because I know a lot of people, they buy a film camera, they don't quite work out, they get light leaks, they get everything like this, and it's like they get back their first roll and it's not what they expected, because they're so used to shooting digitally where everything just sort of turns out, and if it doesn't, you can tweak it in post. With this, you don't know what you've shot. This is the beauty of film, isn't it, really? There's no panel on the back. You don't know if you got it. So, which is great, because it's the anticipation of getting back, when you get back a completely blank roll that's completely ripped its way through the back of here, or you've rewound it, or it's not caught on the thing. There's so many things that can go wrong with film, which just makes it interesting, doesn't it, We don't live safely, do we? We only live once. So, yeah. So, I don't know if that's any use to you. If you've got questions about particular cameras, if you're going to buy them, about purchasing a camera, put it in the comments, and I'm happy to jump in and answer, because there's so many cameras, there's so many choices to make. Don't be afraid. It's like there's so many choices, and you can literally get ripped off, and you can get seduced by cameras that you'll never be able to use properly, and do you know what I mean? It's very easy to look at like a Contact T2, which is 800 quid or whatever. Buy that. It's not going to make you a better photographer. You've got to learn the fundamentals. And when you learn the fundamentals, and it's like, the great Roger Deakins, cinematographer, I'm sure could make an amazing movie on an iPhone, because he knows all the skills he needs to do it. And that's what it's about, like learning, isn't it? But so I hope that's been some kind of use. Ask questions in the comments below, and then I'll do a second video on what to look for when you get them, and things to look for on eBay, and indicator signs of like if you're about to get fleeced. I bought so many cameras over the years. I've got a really good radar, especially with eBay and buying certain cameras, what to look for, what not to have, and then the moment you get them. And also we talk about buying them from shops. There's great vendors out there who shops that sell cameras, even film cameras with warranties, which are amazing. I think my Nikon F100 I bought from a company called Grays of Westminster, and because I subscribed to the Nikon User magazine, I got an 18-month warranty on a film camera, which is ridiculous. So there's some good things to be had out there. There's people not trying to rip you off. Anyway, I hope that's been some use. Waffled on there at the end. So thanks for watching.